Hi, welcome to Tips Tuesday. My name is Melanie Thorley and I'm the Principal Solicitor at MJT Law. Today we're going to look at hairdressing. Okay, so we're going to put in here hairdressing assist and we're going to press enter. We're going to go up to the top here and go Fair Work Ombudsman hairdressing assist. Now this is a really good tool that the Fair Work Ombudsman has pulled out in order to help hairdressers and hairdresser employees and employers work out some of the more complicated areas of working as a hairdresser. Now we're going to start here. Now we're going to say that we're an employee and we're going to click next. And it asks if we work in Western Australia. If we click yes, then there'll be some different questions asked because Western Australia has slightly different rules. Today we're going to just press no and go to next. Okay, so are you an apprentice in Queensland? We're going to put none of these apply. You could be an apprentice in Queensland, but we're just going to say we want to know about pay conditions today. Okay, we want to know about our pay, what about unfair dismissal. There are a lot of choices here. One of the ones that I really like is my employer has closed the business. Okay, check my end of employment pay items. So this is about leave and notice. Okay, so at the moment we're going to say that you work part-time, but if you click on this, it'll give you a little bit more information here. So a part-time worker is any worker that works less than 38 hours per week of set hours. So we're going to saying part-time and go next. Okay, so you could say that you're thinking about resigning, and then it's going to ask a little bit about your employment. When did you start? Now, if you click on there, of course, it brings up a little box to choose the date at which you start work. We're going to put here something along the lines of the 1st of January. Now, click on there. It says, when an employee resigns, you need to give notice to the employer. This can be done verbally or in writing. So the date you want to resign. Well, today is the 17th. So let's go the 19th since it's Tips Tuesday. And your last day of work, we're going to say, is going to be the 26th. Were you employed for a specific time period or task? We're going to say no to that. And do you know how much annual leave is left over? If we click this little button here, it just says here, when employment ends, an employee needs to be paid out all their unused annual leave as part of their final pay. So we don't know how much that is, so we're going to press no. Now it's going to ask us some further questions about how often we work. So we're going to say we ordinarily work 5 hours, it's a bit small, isn't it, 10 hours per week. And that was right up until the time that we've decided we're going to leave. How many hours of annual leave have you taken during your employment? We're going to say you've taken 2. Are you any shift workers? We're going to say no. Have you taken any unpaid leave? Now again, if we click this, it says unpaid leave does not accumulate as part of your authorised leave. So we're going to say no to that, but if you did take annual unpaid leave, then you wouldn't be accumulating annual leave at the same time. If you're taking annual leave, then of course you do accumulate annual leave while you're on annual leave. If you've taken any unpaid parental leave, we're going to say no to that. And we're going to also say there are no outstanding wages. So let's get our results. Right, it says there that we've got 11 hours and 2 minutes of annual leave left over. You have to give 1 week's notice. And if we click on this, it'll give us some more information about that. Notice period is a time which an employee or employer has to give at the end of employment. Okay, so this is calculated on the amount of time that you worked. Cannot, if an employer does not give notice or less notice in the minimum period, then they can withhold the difference in your pay. So make sure you give the appropriate notice. It says your length of employment was 17 weeks, that you worked an average of 10 hours, and you've taken 2 hours of annual leave. Now your final pay total will be 11 hours and 2 minutes left over annual leave. So you'll get paid out for that at the time you leave. Right, if you want to email yourself this information, you can just pop your email details there and press save if you want to save it, or I would recommend pressing start again. If you've got more questions about it, there is a continue button, And this just goes on about tips and hints, about guides about dealing with workplace issues. And you can just click on these as you want to. Look, I hope you found that useful today, and if you do, continue watching or press like on YouTube. Thank you very much.